Hey, it's Esty Martin here at the iconic Citrus Tower in Clermont. I am about to go up to take in some breathtaking views, but first let's find out what's happening around town this month.
What's happening, Central Florida? Spring is in the air, and it's time to enjoy the outdoors. Here's a look at some of the fun. We start with the Ultimate Foodie Festival. A taste of Winter Park is March 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Winter Park Farmers Market. More than 40 top chefs, bakers, and more will showcase their best creations. An all-inclusive ticket will get you unlimited samples of signature dishes, refreshing beverages, and delicious desserts. Tickets run from $50 to $65. Then, surf's up at the Ranjan Beach and Boards Fest at Shepherd Park in Cocoa Beach. It's fun in the sun with pro and amateur competitions. There's surfing, skateboarding, wakeboarding, beach volleyball, and more. The festival runs March 12th through the 15th, and admission to the competitions and events is free. Go to beachandboardsfest.com for all the details. That same weekend, on Saturday, March 14th, join 9 Family Connection and hundreds of others for the 2020 Coleman Orlando More Than Pink Walk at Crane's Roost Park in Altamont Springs. The walk gets underway at 8:45 p.m. and be sure to stick around for the afterwalk celebration at the amphitheater. Your participation will help save lives through care and community support. And finally, country music fans, it's what you've been waiting for. Country Thunder comes to Osceola Heritage Park March 27th to 29th. Don't miss the biggest names in country: Eric Church, Dierks Bentley, Kane Brown, and many more. For ticket and camping prices, go to countrythunder.com. There you have it. For more local events, go to WFTV.com/ICFlorida.
It's a Central Florida icon you cannot miss. The Citrus Tower in Clermont is a historic destination with some of the craziest views. But now it's getting new life. Let's go check it out. Here I am with Scott Homan, the operator of Citrus Tower. So what is the history? I know there's so much rich history with the citrus groves.
The Citrus Tower was one of the first 3 big tourist attractions in Florida. We predate Disney. The reason that the Citrus Tower was built is a tourist attraction for that citrus. And what I have been told is that when the citrus would bloom, the entire town of Clermont would smell like perfume. Oh. So I can imagine why the tower was so much fun during that time. You'd go up and you'd just see everything blooming.
So I love when I walked in, I got this very cozy feeling. It felt like a coffee shop. I already tried a delicious chai latte. You've got an arcade, a lot of really cool things that have been added.
Our vision was twofold right off the bat. We're always going to be a tourist attraction, so we want to respect the history. But secondly, and very importantly, we wanted to be a place for the community.
So Citrus Tower isn't just for tourists, also for the locals.
Exactly, it is. It is really cool for locals. They get to come up and there's nothing in the way of the view. When it's clear, you can see everything. I mean, Disney's extremely easy to see. With fireworks, the rocket launches are awesome. We just had a night launch and it was just absolutely epic.
Okay, so I'm excited. We have a lot of cool stuff. I want to go up. I want to see all of Central Florida in the Citrus Tower.
Let's do it.
How high are we going?
We're 190, but the tower's 226.
Woo, okay, let's go.
The first thing you see when you get off the elevator is the lakes at Clermont. It's Lake Mineola, Lake Minnehaha, Lake Louisa.
Now we're facing east.
The skyline of downtown Orlando is right off in the distance.
That's beautiful, and this is my area too. I live out in the downtown area.
You should be able to see your house.
Yeah, I want to try to find my house. At this point now we're facing Sugarloaf Mountain?
Yep, facing north. A lot of development out there, a lot of new neighbors. It used to be all citrus. So this is the last direction we'll look. It's south. It's a fun view because it's the Disney skyline. We can see the Disney hotels, and on a clear day, the Epcot ball is visible, which is my favorite.
Yeah, everything I've seen today has been absolutely stunning. So thank you again, Scott, for showing us around. If you don't mind, I want to keep enjoying the beautiful view.
Awesome.
All right,
enjoy.
bye.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bring your appetite to Seaworld's 7 Seas Food Festival. There are over 180 dishes, drinks, and brews to sample, so we're gonna narrow it all down and tell you which ones you definitely wanna try.
Our first can't-miss dish is the new El Jibarito Kobe slider from the Caribbean market. It features a chorizo and Kobe beef slider topped with cheese, ketchup, and pickles, all deliciously sandwiched between tostones.
This is gonna be a messy one.
Up next, our favorite cocktail, the Blue Moon Lemon Slush, is mixed with New Smyrna Shine, made right here in Central Florida at the Sugarworks Distillery. It was such a refreshing drink.
All right, so these blueberries are also soaked in moonshine?
Yes. If you're looking for something vegan, the ceviche from the vegan market is the way to go. It's one of 3 options, but it won us over with the tasty soy protein marinated in citrus juices.
Pretty good. All right, now for something sweet.
We are still dreaming about the rainbow cheesecake cone, topped with whipped cream and sprinkles. It's not only ridiculously good,
So good.
it's Instagram worthy too. Finally, the dish everyone is talking about, the cricket crusted bison slider in the Coca-Cola market. It's sprinkled with real, ground up cricket and served on a brioche bun. We just had to see what the hype was about.
Okay, I've been super hesitant to try this one, but here goes nothing.
And it didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it's really good. Those were our favorites, but there is still so much more to try. Plus, you gotta check out their big concert lineup. SeaWorld 7 Seas Food Festival runs through May 3rd. I'm Christina for Inside Central Florida.
This month will be full of St. Patrick's Day celebrations, but there's a few spots around town where the party lasts all year long. At Disney Springs, Raglan Road has live music, dancers, and an amazing brunch. The pub was actually built entirely in Ireland and shipped overseas before being rebuilt here. In downtown Orlando, Lizzie McCormick's is modeled after the owner's favorite places to drink while growing up in Ireland. Down the street, there's Harp and Celt. The Harp area resembles pubs in Central and Southern Ireland, while the Celt is inspired by the rambunctious and louder cousin from Dublin pubs. On Fairbanks Avenue, there's Fiddler's Green Irish Pub and Eatery, the iconic green and dark wood building where you'll find plenty of beers on tap at their traditional bar. Finally, the Claddagh Cottage Irish Pub has drinks, food, pool, and darts. So head on over and grab a cold Kilkenny. I'm Nails for Inside Central Florida. Cheers.
Coming up, spring break fever, but you don't have to travel too far to have some family fun. We're counting down our favorite staycations, plus Eat the Frog.
I found that there was a lacking of quality fitness and training in this area.
The story behind the new 24/7 Fitness Studio's interesting name. You're watching Inside Central Florida on the WFTV Now app, your source for the most exciting things to do, local eats, theme park news, and more.
What's going on, everybody? It's Nails here with the countdown, and spring break is here, and it's time for some fun in the sun. If you're planning a trip but want to stay close to home, here are our top picks for staycations. Coming in at number 5, the Alpine Inn in Winter Park is the perfect place to learn a little something on your vacation. It's the only hotel in the US that's part of a fine arts museum with beautiful artwork around every corner. You can also walk to Park Avenue or hop on the Winter Park boat tour for a guided cruise of the city. At number 4, a destination that has something for the entire family in just one spot. Margaritaville Resort, Orlando. They have lagoon-style pools, the Sunset Walk Entertainment District, and the Island H2O Live Water Park, all within walking distance. But if you prefer to sit in the sand, our number 3 spot goes to the Hard Rock Hotel on the world's most famous beach. The amenities here will have you feeling like a rock star, and it's all just steps away from the iconic Daytona Beach bandshell and bustling Main Street Pier. For a theme park vibe, our number 2 pick is Universal Orlando's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. This hotel transports you to another time with retro-themed rooms and amenities. Plus, you can walk right over the Volcano Bay or head to City Walk for some food and fun. Now, our number 1 spot isn't what you expect. It almost doesn't feel like Florida. But Lake Louisa State Park in Clermont is the perfect staycation for families who really want to get away. My friend Obi headed to the great outdoors to check it out.
If you're looking for an unforgettable vacation, but you didn't want to go too far from home, then Lake Louisa State Park is the perfect staycation. You've got fishing, hiking, and a little something called glamping. Let's check it out. Now I'm here with Rachel Nunlist. Rachel, you manage all this earth and this beauty behind us. This is a big job.
It is, yeah, it's a big park. It's about 4,500 acres, so there is a lot to manage.
So I typically think of a state park as, oh, we're just gonna hike. But you told me that there's so much to do here.
And we do have hiking, but we have lots of other things like playground, we have canoeing, kayaking, horseback riding. You can swim or splash around in the lake, or you can camp at one of the campgrounds.
I want to go experience everything. Are you okay with that?
Let's go.
All right, we're going. Now we find ourselves with the horses here and the horseback riding that you offer. Tell us about what they're going to experience when they come here to horseback ride.
What they'll do is they will leave from here and they'll go out with one of the great guides, and then they'll go all the way around and they'll go through some water. They'll go through a couple different types of habitats, and along the way somebody will tell them about park history and they'll point out wildlife.
Thanks for letting me visit. Let's talk camping, because here you've got several ways that you can do it. So behind me is glamping. known as Glamorous Camping.
All right, so glamping here is basically a really fancy form of camping. You've got a great big canvas tent. It's got air conditioning, a queen-size bed, a coffee pot, basically everything you could want. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the primitive campsites, which you have to hike out to, and there's no water, no electric, it's just you and nature. And then kind of in the middle of that is the regular family campground where you've got water and electric and flushing toilets and hot water.
I want to see what one of these looks like inside. Now, this is pretty comfortable. I feel like I'm in a hotel room outdoors, right? We've got AC here. My wife can make her coffee in the morning. I think it's time for us to book a luxury tent. Wow, I'm really impressed with everything that we saw here at Lake Louisa State Park. I'm bringing the family back so this way we can have some fun out in the wild. In the meantime, though, I'm needed back in the city. For Inside Central Florida, I'm Obi.
There's a new spot to work out in town, and it's getting attention not just for its Olympian founder, but also for its unique name. I'm heading into Eat the Frog to see what the buzz is all about.
Let's see, I trained professionally for 18 years. And that was an amazing part of my life. And as you come to the end of your career as a professional athlete, you have to kind of start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do next? And we decided to create this brand. And it really stemmed from this idea of giving back to people and giving them an insight as to what it takes to be successful from a fitness perspective. Eat the Frog is basically a mantra, it's a lifestyle, and it really is about trying to get the hardest part of your day done first. So for most people, we say your frog is fitness, and we think if you can attack that, you're gonna have a better day because of it, and in turn have a better quality of life.
All right, I'm here with Anthony Conte, the owner of Eat the Frog Fitness in Maitland. Anthony, people have so many options to work out nowadays. What makes this one special?
I think first and foremost, it's the personalization. We really try to cater every workout to the individual, even though we're practicing and exercising in a small group. We have giant IMAX screens that stream the workout. That allows our live coaches to really modify it up or down depending on your fitness level, correct form, and really give that personal training while still being in that fun, competitive, exciting group environment.
What made this community the right place for this gym?
I found that there was a lacking of quality fitness and training in this area, and the Maitland Winter Park community needed something like this.
Hey, we're not here just to talk about it. I hear the music going. Let's get started.
Let's go.
For us, fitness isn't a certain size, it's not how you eat or how you look or anything like that. It's really about, is your physical ability hindering your quality of life? We want to get to know you, we want to get to walk alongside of you, and we want to customize and personalize your fitness plan so that you can achieve the highest level of fitness possible for yourself.
So that was a fun, engaging workout with a positive, enthusiastic trainer. You should come check it out yourself. Your first class is free. You can do it here in Maitland or one of the other locations around Central Florida. I'm Joe Kepner for Inside Central Florida.
Still ahead, there is a huge celebration at Universal Orlando. We got a behind-the-scenes look at their authentic Mardi Gras parade floats. Plus, take a seat at the tasting table. Our food critic tries the dishes at one of Walt Disney World's newest restaurants. And wait until you see the view. Inside Central Florida is presented by Wild Florida, where you can get up close with some amazing animals, glide over the headwaters of the Everglades, and take a drive through their new safari park. Adventure awaits at Wild Florida.
Today we're at Toledo, that's Spain, not Ohio. It's at the Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. It's on the top floor, great views, and we're gonna go in and check out the tapas, steak, and seafood, but first, let's check out Dalia Lounge. Michael, hello.
Good afternoon, Scott, how are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Welcome to Dalia Lounge.
Thank you.
You're here.
It's beautiful here.
Thank you.
What's this?
Actually, this is our signature drink here at Gran Destino Tower. It's the Gran Gin Tonic. And the specialty about this drink is we actually use our own orange saffron syrup. It gives it those really, really cool colors.
I'll look forward to sipping this through dinner.
Please do.
Okay, should we go to the tasting table?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Toledo Tapas Steak and Seafood, we're celebrating the flavors of Spain. As you can see, we have very amazing views of the Disney property here, and then they sit down and it just starts their experience. Hello, Scott. Welcome.
Good evening, Chef.
This is our flight of pinchos here that we have at Toledo Tapas Steak and Seafood.
What is a pincho?
Pincho is a small bite in Spain. So on the left-hand side, we have our olive oil poached tuna, a little bit of preserved lemon on there, and a green onion aioli on the bottom. In the middle, we have our tortilla española, a little bit of picholine relish on top. It's wrapped with jamón serrano. And on the end down here, we have our mussel escabeche. So we have some Prince Edward Island mussels tossed with escabeche vinaigrette, saffron aioli, and a little herbal parsley on top to tie everything together.
Are these considered finger foods?
Absolutely.
All right, well, I'm going to dig right in.
Please enjoy.
Thank you. The tuna poached in olive oil had a wonderful, lush mouthfeel, and the lemon gave it a citrusy finish. The mussels were a tad bland next to the tuna, but the serrano ham wrapped around the tortilla lifted it above the ordinary.
All right, for our next course here, we have one of our cazuelas. So in here we have our nice and tender, slow-cooked octopus.
Okay.
So underneath there you have some fingerling potatoes. Everything's been tossed with chimichurri and a little bit of arpequeña olive oil. So we import the olive oil from Spain. A lot of our ingredients here, we either try to get them that are indigenous to Spain or imported from Spain.
The octopus was tender, but with a nice crispy char and a hint of salt at the end.
All right, for entree this evening, we have the hanger steak.
Oh.
So marinated with harissa, a little red wine as well, garlic, bay leaf, char grilled. And then one of my favorite sauces underneath is our salsa verde. I love salsa verde. Adds a good amount of acidity pop. We have some crispy fingerling potatoes under there with a little ají amarillo yogurt. We have some blistered shishito peppers there as well. Finished off with a little Maldon salt.
Okay, so we're looking a little heat here?
A little bit of heat where we try to balance everything out, like you have the coolness of the yogurt in there, so it kind of balances everything out.
With the harissa and sauce and the shishito peppers on the steak, you'd think it would be spicy, but there's just a little bit of heat, and what's there is well blended. The meat itself was perfectly cooked and tender.
All right, to finish us off here, I'm going to finish with some sweet. This is our Toledo Tapas Bar. So underneath you have a layered chocolate cake with ganache in the middle, and then on top you have a progression of flavors. On the end you have cheesecake, and then lemon curd, and then raspberry, chocolate, and on the very end you have espresso.
Let's see which one is best.
Enjoy.
Tapas Bar is a fun way to get a variety of flavors, but even with the dollops on top, this is definitely a chocolate bomb. With all the casual and quick-serve restaurants we've seen in the last few years, it's nice to finally have a restaurant of this caliber. Toledo takes fine dining to a whole new level, literally. For the Tasting Table, I'm Scott Joseph.
It's Mardi Gras season, and if you can't make it out to the Big Easy, then Universal Orlando is the place to be. It is the 25th anniversary of their Mardi Gras event, so we're getting a behind-the-scenes look at all the fun you can have this year. Mardi Gras is about the fun, the entertainment, the music, the food, but the real stars of the show are the floats.
That is right. I was in New Orleans with Current Studio, who have been making Mardi Gras floats since 1932. This idea that we had of this treasures of the deep that we want to kind of play with, maybe using some pirate themes here and there, from crazy like creatures of the deep and sea monsters to actual pirates that are sword fighting. It's a real fun theme this year, and it's extremely colorful.
The details are incredible. What goes into making each float?
So we work with Current Studio and develop what the floats are going to look like, and sort of the paint job that's done on it. And then from our art and design decor team, they go through all the floats and use a ton of glitter to highlight the different elements. And then not only do that, but they'll add in things like palm trees, they'll add in like grasses around it. And if we've got these jewels and stuff, they'll add more so that the float's almost overflowing. And then you get the performers with the costumes and put it all together, and poof, you got a huge Mardi Gras party.
And what a party it is. There's also live concerts, authentic Cajun food, and of course, the beads. Plus, you can't miss their Mardi Gras tribute store. From a cemetery to the bayou, it's definitely an experience in itself. Mardi Gras Universal Studios runs now through April 2nd. I'm Christina for Inside Central Florida.
Next on Inside Central Florida, locals only. From plants and flowers to arts and crafts, the unique experiences you'll find at The Heavy in Winter Park. You're watching Inside Central Florida on the WFTV Now app, your source for the most exciting things to do, local eats, theme park news, and more.
In case you missed it, there are some big things happening at Walt Disney World this month.
We're here behind the scenes in the festival kitchen at Walt Disney World's Epcot, where we're about to get a sneak peek of all the food and merchandise you can enjoy at this year's International Flower and Garden Festival.
From a seafood boil to a trio of colorful popsicles, there are so many new things to try at this year's event, which runs through June 1st. Plus, the first Disney ride-through attraction featuring Mickey and Minnie Mouse is finally here. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is now taking guests on a fun-filled adventure at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Stay tuned next month for a closer look at these and more.
Names are very funny and hard, and one of our girls, she looked up on the Urban Dictionary, and the heavy means something unexpected, something sensational. When she said that, I was like, well, okay, that's it. Well, the Heavy is a big old warehouse in Winter Park that I've had a crush on for many years. This building's given us the opportunity to really show off all of our crafts and kind of welcome the community and to be a part of the experience as well. We do, first and foremost, plants. We've always done plants and styling. And everybody's in plants right now, which is very fortunate for us. Our retail experiences started over at Porch Therapy in the East End Market when that happened about 6 years ago now, which is crazy. But we also have a lot of furnishings, and then we are friends with lots of great local makers, and we like to work with a lot of the local designers as well. So many of them are showcased here in our store. It's the other business owners that I get so excited about, and all of the people doing creative things and doing them really well. And so we like to share that. There's a lot of good people out there, especially here in Orlando, Winter Park. We're a bunch of creatives too, so it's easy to think outside the box. We have a full floral bar, so you can come Thursday through Sunday and work with a florist. We can either help you put together your own arrangement, or they can ask for something that they'd like to take home. And then you can also reserve seats at the Flower Bar, like celebrate with your friends, bring some wine, and have a good time. That's one of our just really strong workshops that we do all the time. But people enjoy playing with flowers and a little bit of guided instruction and hanging out with their friends. It's really lovely. Dried florals seem to be pretty hot. We did them out at Disney for 3 months for the Flower and Garden Festival, so that's where we really dove in. And so we've opened what's called Janet's Dry Humor upstairs at East End, and it's a dried flower shop for the modern hippie. We've got some ritual type incense and some neat stuff that, make you celebrate your own little life. We like to call it the happy place, and I say that we call it that, but it's often what people post when they've been here. The best people come. Nobody's unhappy when they come through. If they find us, because we don't advertise, so if they find us, then, they've heard it from somebody good. It sounds silly, but it's true.
Thanks for watching Inside Central Florida. For more local events, check out our new website over at WFTV.com/ICFlorida. For beautiful views like these, come out to the Citrus Tower in Clermont. For Inside Central Florida, I'm Esty Martin. Inside Central Florida is presented by Wild Florida, where you can get up close with some amazing animals, glide over the headwaters of the Everglades, and take a drive through their new safari park. Adventure awaits at Wild Florida.